everyone. Welcome to 365 Days Live with New. Today is Friday, so it is Go Me celebration, Go Me Club Day, and I've been going on my laptop for these lives. If you notice, the format is a little different, and it's because I've deleted the Facebook app off of my phone because that's just one of the ways that I kind of get my get rid of the pressure to be on and to check what's going on, especially when you have a passion project or a business where you always feel like um, you are responsible for doing something at all times just because you claimed to have or you have a business. So again, my business, I'm calling it a passion project, and I love that Robert reminds me to view it that way so that I don't get that pressure to always be on. And yeah, so welcome to today's live. I'm going to really just stick with the celebrations for today because again, I am really trying this new thing where I am going to be honoring and going by the cycles um, of my bleeding period. So I still haven't gotten my period. I was expecting it yesterday, and I still haven't gotten it. So we will see. But I am starting to feel a little bit um, like it's coming. So usually I do start feeling like a little bit of cramping, and yeah. So I am going on this 1 month experiment within. I feel like I always have these like small experiments within my bigger experiment or my bigger challenge, which is of course the 365 days live, and then within that year I am having these small challenges. And for the month of March, I've been doing the money march, which is selling every day. And even though and I'm really proud of myself because I want to celebrate that, like, even though I don't do everything that the mentor, the coach tells for us to do, or encourages us to do, I still sell in my own way because I'm showing up every day. And it's just so natural for me to just say, like, hey, like, I have this program. Hey, like, if you need life coaching here, um, hey, if you need human design coaching, if you want human design coaching, if you want a human design reading, I just feel like I've gotten a lot better at just sharing that and inviting you into my world instead of feeling like it's separate from me, you know? So I'm very grateful and I'm happy for Money March and learning all that I am, and again revisiting what it means to show up in my business and how to show up in the most aligned way for me without feeling the shoulds, without re, re reverting to my old patterns and my ways of being. So yeah, I want to celebrate that. Money March is still going well, and I love listening to the trainings in there every day. And if you haven't signed up for it right by now, it's already closed. So unfortunately, you won't be able to join me and the rest of the group. But there's always next year. I think so. She's been doing it for 3 years. This is the third year, so let's all hope that she does it again next year. She gives so much value in there, and I'm just like mind blown every time. And it's very, very inspirational for me as well as a coach. And yeah, so let's get started. And while I'm sharing, let me know if you have something that you want to celebrate yourself for as well. I'm not doing this just so like you can hear all the things that I am, celebrating myself for. I'm really doing this as a role model to you, that you can find things in your life, big or small, to celebrate and celebrate about you, about yourself, not just what you did, but like maybe what it took for you to get there. Maybe you want to celebrate the little mistakes that you have made and learned from, right? I want us to change the way we see celebration and change the way that we celebrate ourselves and what we celebrate ourselves for. I want to start moving it away from like, oh, I did this. Let me celebrate that I worked out this time and I ate healthy here. Of course, those things are great too, but dig deeper into like, okay, like what got you to work out, like what was it behind that? What identity was behind that got you to go to the gym? What emotion or what skill did you have to utilize in order to motivate yourself to go to the gym, right? It's the deeper, it's the depth behind the action that I really actually want us to recognize about ourselves. But of course, it's always fun to also share, like, yeah, I went to the gym and I, did this and that and ate healthy. Um, but yeah, so that's just like a little caveat. And I'm gonna check here because on Facebook, um, on the laptop, you can't see the comments unless you scroll down. So now I understand why some people are also on their phone as they're on their laptop so they can see comments. And I, feel like I should be doing that too. Probably will for the next one. But anyway, let me see what else. What else do I want to celebrate myself for? For sure, I want to celebrate myself for today is one of the last days, not the last day for my human design Telegram coaching container with my client. And I have just loved supporting her, sharing with her about her design. And I really loved, like, she was the first one that took me up on this offer. And she got it at a really good price. Of course, the price has gone up now. But I loved being able to, and I loved that she asked really good questions as well. And so we were both able to really see how her design plays out in her life and the challenges that she's coming up against, and using her human design as some knowledge, some tools that she can use to navigate those life situations, those very important relationship challenges that she's having, or the things that she's experiencing at her workplace as well as her business. So I just love the container we have had, and today's the last day. But I am just so grateful and so thankful for her and our time together and all the knowledge that I have shared, as well as all the wisdom that I've gained from her. And again, this year is all about me sharing, of course, and teaching human design, but also learning from you, learning from my clients. And really, that's like the beautiful co-creation that me and you can have together, on top of the co-creation that you have with God and the universe, right? So I want to celebrate that. I want to celebrate me honoring, of course, honoring my cycles. So I have been slowing down, and I am committed to not pushing myself to work on my business, to work on my passion project, because this is the week that I am going to be on my cycle. This is going to be my hibernation time, my hermit time, and I am going to hold myself accountable to relaxing and doing that and hibernating in whatever way, shape, or form that is for me for the next week. So I want to celebrate that I am committed to doing that, and we will see how that goes um, for the next week. I want to celebrate just my continued reminder and continued awareness of how challenging it is for me to allow life to spoil me. Okay, like I was watching an old training, from my money march coach, Shoshana, and she talked. It was actually a coaching session that I remembered this, where she said that sometimes we don't let life spoil us because we have been conditioned and we have been taught and modeled that life is hard. And girl, I don't know about you, but that has just been like my whole life. I was conditioned, and I feel very conditioned, um, to see life, the standard of life, as hard. I just see that, oh yeah, life should be hard. That's the definition of life. And now when I say that out loud, it just sounds so silly because I have seen expanders in my world that their life is not hard, yet they're making money, yet they're happy, yet they're fulfilled, and it's also easy. And I'm like, that's weird. That's not the world that I live in. And if they can have that world and that life and that kind of feeling and have it be easy, like why am I choosing to stay over here in the world of struggle, in the world of um, stress and pressure and difficulty? Like, yeah, so I'm just like, okay, like maybe I know I like definitely don't want to spiritually bypass any of this, because I know how important the inner work and healing and trauma is. But I'm like, okay, like I've done the work and I still choose to identify with the perspective of life being hard, even though I've done the work. So this is not for you if you like haven't done the work and you're just um, like that toxic positivity of like, okay, I'm just gonna like be ignorant and like pretend and choose that to have life be easy and like pray and sit there and pray and hope that things change. That's not what I mean. I'm meaning the perspective of like I actually have done the work. I have created the life that I have in co-creation with my partner, um, and all the things and all the mentors and coaches that I have been through and been with. And yet I sit here today, recently this past week, struggling, struggling with allowing the ease in my life. And I know it's also a little bit because I was in my luteal, am in my luteal phase where things, I get just emotional and a lot more sensitive, and maybe things can come up more easily. But yeah, so I don't know where I was going with that, but I just want to celebrate myself for that awareness. Yes, that's where I was going. I want to celebrate myself for the awareness that I still struggle with allowing life to be easy, allowing myself to be spoiled by life. And with my wonderful fiance Robert, he always, like, even just yesterday, he's like, he wants this life for me. He loves that I am able to stay home, take care of the house, cook for him, and just be in my joy and be happy at home. Like, he loves that. And um, I just definitely desire to get to a place where I can also love that for myself, like all the time, and really stepping into that identity. And I want to acknowledge myself for the awareness also that it has only been 2 months since this whole, like, I feel like this whole world of my world, just I just feel like I changed so much within such a like short period of time. And I haven't even, like, I don't even go out and work or do meet new people and stuff like that, like. And maybe that's why I have such words. I'm like mixing up my words. I have a lot of time, and I think that is why I have been able to dive so deep into myself and have all these revelations and all these pivots and all these changes and all these life changes. And then, like, I moved in November, and then December with the holidays, and then January was when I was like, I'm gonna go to work, and then 2 weeks, 1 week later, I said I'm not gonna go to work. I'm focused on my business. And then like a month later, I'm like, okay, I don't want to just focus on my business anymore. I'm gonna go into a passion project mode, and then I go in passion project mode, and then I started really dedicating myself to my sacral and devoting myself to my sacral. And then now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to devote myself to my cycle, because my cycle is going to be part of my cycle. And, it's just like, okay, like, and moving from like different identities, from like the identity of like, okay, now we're living by ourselves in our own apartment, and I have to like also take on that responsibility of paying for our living expenses as well. I took on that responsibility, and I switched that responsibility to the responsibility of being a business owner and building that successful business. And then I switched from that identity into the identity of like, okay, like this passion project stay-at-home fiance. Oops, that is my timer for my loaf. It is ready. I think it should be okay to stay in there a little bit longer, because we love extra toasty loaves, Robert and I. So I was, yeah, at the identity of a passion project right now, and then enjoying being in that mode of following my sacred and following my joy, and only working on my business as I feel called to. And so I did that, and now I feel like that was a really recent identity shift. And now I feel like my current identity, this is like going into like a whole tangent of like a identity talk over here, but that's what happens. But yeah, so right now I feel like my identity is around really allowing myself to be that, to be spoiled by life and being worthy of it, and being grateful for it. And when I allow that, then I can really give and serve from a place of purity, from a place of love, a genuine love. And I keep saying clean energy because I've ran my business in the past with the energy of like, I want to make money, I need to make money, right? That scarcity mindset, that very frantic energy. And I know that we are all energetic beings, and we can feel. Oh, that's pretty loud out there, the truck. I hope it's not too loud for you. But yeah, so I want to come from a place of clean energy and alignment. And I think right now the identity that I'm struggling with is just the identity of not having to work hard. I think it's that simple. Like, the identity that I'm trying to step into is like, life spoils me and life gets to be easy. And even when I say that right now, I just feel like a little bit like selfish, um, because that's like the opposite of my whole life previous to like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you know? So, um, yeah, so I am working on embodying that new identity of that life gets to be easy for me, and to be proud and to be grateful for that, so that I can move, right? Because if I have shame around life being easy, and I get to be spoiled by life, if I have shame around that, there's gonna be that resistance, and it's just not gonna work. So, yeah, but that was a little side tangent, or like more like a big one. But let's just continue with the celebrations. I want to celebrate recovering from my throat thingy that I had. Mm, yeah, it took a lot of a good amount of discipline and um, knowledge to know how to keep my get myself back to being well. Um, what else? Let me maybe if I since I'm on my laptop, I can check my calendar. Mm, yeah, and I want to celebrate that. Um, oh yeah, so I want to celebrate that Robert and I had a little hiccup this past weekend in our relationship, and I want to celebrate that we were able to work through that um, pretty quickly, and I was able to regulate my own emotions and allow myself to feel my emotions, so that it wouldn't stay stuck inside of me, and it wouldn't um, like boil up later and create resentment between me and Robert. So I want to celebrate myself for that, and I also want to celebrate him because we've been doing a lot of good work together, because we both value this our relationship, our commitment to each other. Um, I want to celebrate that this week Robert and we um, started watching Love Is Blind again, the new season, and I know it's a funny thing to celebrate, but I just get so much enjoyment out of it because I get to talk to Robert about the relationships that we see on screen and like the different things they talk about and the depth of the things that they go into. And I really see this as a bonding slash fun experience for me and Robert because, you know, I'm getting to learn about him and he gets to learn about me and how we see relationships. And I feel like it's such a good way for couples to learn about each other and to talk things through and to really see examples of different types of relationships and to, you know, I feel like it's very affirming for us as well to be like, I know we always look at each other and we're like, thank goodness we found each other because oh my god, we just couldn't imagine going back to dating. So there's that. I want to celebrate myself for mm, yeah, I think this week was a hard week at the beginning because I was running my human design program and I launched it and I was going to start running it on Tuesday. And yeah, I haven't talked about it in a few days, but actually, um, no one signed up. So I listened to my sacral and I was like, I'm not going to run the program if there's no one in it. So I decided to pause the program for now and not run it and and I am, you know, trying to have no shame around that because, you know, like there's no point. Like I just want to continue and offer new things and continue to serve and continue to show up and let that be a a like a stepping stone on my journey. And what I realized from that was that I was actually launching during my luteal phase. That's usually when I'm like wrapping stuff up. So that was a big wake up call, and I was like, wow, I was gonna have to like run this program, start this program while I was in my luteal phase and into my winter hibernation phase. And I was like, well, that was definitely I probably not good timing anyway. So I was really really thankful for that, and I'm like, next time I'm going to like sync my cycle with my business and with my passion project and let's see how that goes. So that's more of what the vibe that I'm going with and that's how I'm gonna run with it this time. But yeah, I want to celebrate that like myself for like really processing and going through that like wave of like you know, that expectation, that excitement of having the program and then nobody signs up and having that mean making that mean nothing about me and just about that the people are not ready and they're not where they need to be in order to be in this program, and also that um, I haven't reached the right people yet, and that's okay, right? That it's all beautifully timed. I believe that God is going to bring me my people when the time is right, when for them as well as for me. So yeah, big celebration for that. And yeah, and then today, last thing, because I know that we're going on 23 minutes. This is like one of the longer ones. um, is um, that yeah, today I want to celebrate that I am chilling and I'm allowing myself to stay in my pajamas. That's exactly what I'm still in right now, my pajamas. And it is, you know, almost 11 o'clock. And learning to like step into that identity that like I get to be spoiled. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? And I was telling Robert yesterday, like, I feel so spoiled. And like, I said that kind of like in a bad way, in like a shameful way. And he's like, good, you know, I want you to feel spoiled. And I was just like, oh, how did I get so lucky? You know, or how am I so blessed? But of course, karma and everything, right? Um, but yeah, so you know, I'm going to learn to spoil myself as well and receive my own spoilment. Is that a word? Spoilment? Spoiling. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and staying this long if you did. And remember, I want to hear your celebrations as well. So put them in the comments so we all can see and celebrate with you. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is my sister's birthday celebration, so maybe we most likely are gonna go to karaoke. So maybe I will do the live in the karaoke place. That would be so fun, right? All right. That is it for today. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.